Oh yeah, the NutBuster, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, from the first time I heard it, saw it, and used it, just blown away. So literally with this piece, you can do any type of whammy bar, trick, any type of vibrato bar, tremolo thing you could think of. Abuse the heck out of it, and it holds great, perfect tune actually. I've never seen anything like this that works this good. And really the wonderful thing about it is you could use your tremolo system. So in other words, let's say you have a Fender and you're used to that Fender tremolo. That's all you need is the NutBuster, and now you can do tricks you could only do when you had full-on systems where they had to route away and do the clamping and all that stuff. So now you could use your system. Number one, it's way more cost-effective because you don't have to pay a luthier to put it in, route away your guitar. That's also something that you're committing to, and they even have to take the nut out, put a new nut in, clamp that down, that drills into the guitar. And you're so committed to that, and you've spent hundreds on it, you spent more money on the luthier job, and this, you just buy the piece, literally weave the strings through it when you change strings. Then I just slide it over the nut, there's no contact to the guitar. And when I slide it over the nut, I tune it up, stretch it a few times, and then I clamp it like any typical clamping locking system. And they even give you the Allen wrench. The designer has it so that it's magnetized right to the nut itself. How killer. Anyways, you clamp it down, and then you have micro tuning accuracy with these fine tuners. You tune it up and you're good to go for a long time. You know, check it out once again. I mean, come on, it's incredible. You know, the other cool thing about it is you get sustain. Because of the mass you have up here, the guitar sustains more. In fact, even on acoustic guitars, it was put on an acoustic, and the acoustic sounded like twice as big. So there's all kinds of advantages to this. When you take it off, think of changing strings, it literally just comes off with the strings. You could put it on another guitar. So that's really a cool option as well. It's so well built, it's going to last forever. It's really solid tool steel, where this type of steel, you know, in a factory, they'll make tools out of this stuff, and they've actually used them for 30 years day in and day out and have not had to replace them. So super great design, really, really well built. The NutBuster can take so much vibrato bar abuse, it's incredible. I'm going to actually pull up like 2 whole steps on mine and then drop it all the way, and it'll still hold tune. About the designer, the guy that invented this, Tony Artino. Tony, when we were younger, Tony was the guy that knew Van Halen, note for note, and everyone else was trying to figure out what he was doing. Tony was into this back then, and this has been a lifelong journey for him. He's a real stickler about being in tune, and this invention really comes from a player, a guy that's still active playing today. He plays every week live, and he has NutBusters on every one of his guitars. He really did it for himself, and now he brings that benefit of his years of trial and error and expertise at designing this to all of us. And it's just so cool. Like I said, he was at a trade show with us, you know, last week, and he had that Bigsby on that Telecaster, and gosh, you know, doing all that Van Halen with it and then holding perfect tune, and just, you know, and he's the guy. He's always that guy that just, you know, totally into that kind of playing and the Van Halen thing back when that was like really popular. He was ahead of the game then, and he's the perfect guy to have invented this thing, and just absolutely amazing. So just to recap on this, the NutBuster is basically a floating invention that just floats on the strings. It doesn't attach to the instrument. You can use a traditional, conventional tremolo system and do the most exaggerated stuff that you couldn't do without something like this. And it doesn't route into the guitar. It's extremely well built. It's literally only 3 ounces. I believe it's like 3 ounces, because my concern was, is it going to do this? Because I can't get on when something's weighing down the neck, and it doesn't at all. It sits right there, and that was my first thing I checked before I even wanted to fall in love with it. I said, if it doesn't do that, so because it looks so well built, you may interpret that there's a lot of weight here, and there is not. It's built so it doesn't influence the headstock of the neck. So you got to check this out. Definitely go to the website and check out this product, and well, I'd get you one if I were you.